morning all. Today we are going to start with a new algorithm, that is your Bresenham's line algorithm. Okay, so it will be a very important algorithm and you can get this question in your exam. Now in exam it may come for your 8 marks or 10 marks. So that time you have to write the explanations about your Bresenham's line algorithm, and along with that you need to give an example. Suppose if in the question paper already they have given some problem, then you are going to solve it, so no need to give any extra example. Okay, just explain your line algorithm, Bresenham's line algorithm, and then you start with your problem whatever has given in your question paper. So this is a very important algorithm which we are going to discuss today. Now moving towards the next slide. Yes. So now here you can see last time we have seen the line drawing algorithm. Okay. So generally your line drawing algorithm is of three types. The first one is your DDA line drawing algorithm. Second one is your Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. And third one is your midpoint line drawing algorithm. So in the last class, we have discussed about the DDA line drawing algorithm, and we have done some of the problem. We have solved some of the problems also. I hope that concept is cleared about DDA algorithm. So actually we found some of the problems or some of the disadvantages in DDA algorithm. That's the reason we have moved towards our Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. So now let's see what is the problem we found. Moving towards the next one. Here you can see the problem was like, what happens if or when we try to find or to draw like some pixels on your pixel based display. Okay, suppose this is your starting point and this is your end point. So in line drawing algorithm we found some of the some of the points, so like this kind of scattered points, and if I join all the points, so it won't look like a straight line, right? So that was the problem which we got it in our last DDA algorithm. So now what we are going to do, how to choose the pixels and how to turn on towards the like point, so that we can get the line, because this algorithm says about your line drawing algorithm. Okay, so that was the problem, whatever we felt in our last class, that in our DDA algorithm. So now moving towards the next slide. Here you can see. So in Bresenham's line algorithm, what we are going to do exactly, here we have to find out the incremental like integer it will be helpful for you to calculate the incremental integer calculations. So how, what is the meaning of incremental integer calculation? Incremental integer calculation, in the sense, this is a very important term which you are going to remember, because this incremental integer calculation means, suppose if this is your starting point and if this is your end point, then you have to find your next pixel point just in a incremental way. Okay, so suppose if you have got the point here or here or here somewhere, then what you are going to do, you have to choose which one will be helpful for you. So here always we are going in a incremental way. We are not going to start from the end point to the first point, not in a decremental way. So this is a first point you have to remember. Always we are going in a incremental way. Okay, so now here you can see the same example. So here suppose the starting point I have given as 2 comma 2. Fine. So and after applying the algorithm, I have got some sampling positions. Okay, so some sampling positions here you can see, let's take it as 3 comma 2, and one more sampling position I got 3 comma 3. Okay, so now by using this DDA algorithm, we were not knowing like which one should go, right? That was the problem occur in our DDA algorithm. But in Bresenham's line algorithm, we will be having the two options. Okay, So in what options we are going to find out in which option will be suitable for this, so that we can draw a line. So that is what we are going to find out here in Bresenham's line algorithm. So now there are some advantages of DDA algorithm which we already discussed in our last class. What all are the advantages? It used to calculate all the pixel positions very faster by using this line equation. What is that line equation? Y equals to mx plus b. That is the advantages. It is very faster. Second advantages was like the multiplication things can be eliminated by using your x and y increments, and it will be helpful to determine the positions of the next pixel on a line. So here multiplication we are going to eliminate, but we can find out the positions. But if we will join, it won't come like a straight line. That was our disadvantages. But it will give us the next pixel position. That is the advantages of DDA. So what all are the disadvantages we found? There was a disadvantages like the rounding and floating point operations, which were very time consuming. Okay, so we couldn't round it off, and if we are rounding also, it was not looks like, if we will plot everything in a graph paper, then it was not looking like a straight line, right? So that was the disadvantages here. That was the major disadvantages when we were using the round of error, okay, in a successive additions. So these things and all we are going to remove in our Bresenham's line algorithm. That's why the Bresenham's line algorithm has come. Fine. So here this Bresenham has worked for 27 years at IBM. So before entering into the academic, so here he is very famous for this algorithm from 1960. So now let's see. So you need to write down from here that what is the concept of your Bresenham's line algorithm, how we are going to do. There are many steps are there which we need to remember. And if I will go ahead with the slide, I cannot come back. So if you will write down everything clearly in your booklet, when I will ask you to check that point, you can see and you can place that equations in a proper place. Okay. So it will be better if you are going to start writing from this point itself. So in Bresenham's line algorithm, we will be having the slope. You know that already in DDA algorithm, we have calculated the value of slope. So m will be always equals to dy by dx. The same concept we are going to utilize here also. So the first point is the pixel positions on a line can be identified by sampling at unit x intervals. So first what we are going to do, we have to sample all the pixel positions, or we are going to divide all the pixel positions at unit of x intervals. Okay. So suppose your pixel position is at x0 comma y0. If that is the first point, okay, and you are going to start your sampling process from x0 comma y0, then you are going to plot all the pixel values in a line path. But how to do that? That's what we are going to find here. So now you can see, suppose let me take that the position value is xk comma yk. Okay, let's take this is my position. Okay, so now what will be my next position? So this x value has to be increased. Okay, so if I will increase that x value, I will get xk plus 1 comma yk. So the next pixel value can be this. Have you remembered? Here I have taken one example here, 2 comma 2, right? So here what happens, the same example I have used. So if I am taking, suppose 2 comma 2, okay, so 2 comma 2, let's take it as in the value of your xk comma yk. So if it is in the xk comma yk, then how you are going to find out this value? You are going to increase the next pixel of this, like in x interval. So xk plus 1. So 2 plus 1 equals to 3. And then y value will be constant. So the next pixel value you got as 3 comma 2. Okay. And what about the another pixel value which can be from the algorithm? So that the value will be both x and y is going to increment plus 1. Okay, so here also from 2 it can go for the 3, and from this 2 it can go for the 3. So now you got these two values of your next pixel point. So we are assuming here that after 2 comma 2 there will be a successive pixel count or sampling values will be, maybe it can be a 3 comma 2 or maybe it can be a 3 comma 3. So like this we have to find it out. Fine. So but here we are going to apply everything on our algorithm, and we are going to find it is a very small one, so we were able to count. But when it will come in between, because everything has to sample, everything has to be sampled in a very like a minute way. So in between 2 comma 2 to 3 comma 2, if you want to find out any values, it may come in decimals, right? Then how you can find out? So we are going to apply the Bresenham's line algorithm. Fine. So now here the next point, you can see that the y coordinate at the pixel position xk plus 1 can be obtained from which value? You have to apply here your that line equation. What is the line equation? Y equals to mx plus c, that already we know, right? So what is that what is that value here actually? Y equals to mx plus b, anything, any constant value you are going to write here. Okay, so mx plus b. So instead of my m, if you want you can write down in the small also, that is better, mx plus b. So this is our line equation. So here out of this in this line equation, instead of this x value, I have told you that we have to use xk plus 1, because it will be a increment thing. So y will be equals to m, instead of x you can write xk plus 1 then plus b. So this is my first equation. Okay, so now moving towards the next slide. Let me delete this. Okay, so now you understood this line. Okay, so now moving towards the next slide here. So now here you see we have to find out, according to our algorithm, we have to find out the separations. So two separations we are going to do, and that difference value we have to store in place of d1 and in place of d2. So now how to find out the d1? D1 value will be, you remember, here you can see. So the first value, let's take our first value was x0 comma y0, that is a starting one. Okay, so here I'm just writing down. So first one, let's take it as our yeah, so x comma y. Okay, so if it will be x comma y, then what you are going to do? So the first thing will be, so now first this one will be x comma y. Yes, so now here you can see that xk plus 1 comma yk, this is my incremental value. If the coordinate values are xk comma yk, so now I have to consider from your xk comma yk and also from your x comma y. Okay, so now here you see this picture. So now my original point, let's take it as x0 comma y0, or you can take x comma y. So it will be here somewhere. Okay, so if let me assume that I'm taking the position value of xk comma yk. So now let's take this value xk comma yk. So this point value will be p0. Now, so what I'm going to do is, if suppose I'm increasing the x coordinate, then I have to do the plus 1. If I'm increasing in the x coordinate or in the x interval, then my value will be xk plus 1, yk will be constant. Okay, so what I have done, I have got, this is my another value. Okay, so if I want to find out the difference, I should find out the difference in terms of in in y intervals. So here you can see, if I have incremented, so now the difference will be y minus yk. Okay, and now here again we have to come back. So now suppose if I want to go in this way, so I'm going in the which coordinate system? I'm going in my y coordinate system. Then xk plus 1 will be constant, yk value will get increase. Okay, so in this coordinate, in this quadrant, my x coordinate also already whatever is there, that will be there, and y coordinate will get increase. So the here I'm getting the new point value. But how I'm going to calculate? So I'm going to calculate from here to here, right? So here you can see this is a value of yk, this is a value of my yk plus 1. So how I'm going to find out the difference? The next difference will be your d2. D2 will be yk plus 1 minus y. Here you can see. So you have to remember from here to here. You are going to from here to here, and again you are going from here to here. Okay. So in this way you have to find out the difference. And if you want to consider about this quadrant, then you have to keep, as we are moving from this quadrant to this quadrant, so we are going in the way of y-axis. So xk will be constant, y will get increase. So this point or this pixel value coordinate system will be xk comma yk plus 1. Okay, so this is the quadrant value. First you take anything from here, like in one quadrant system, then you start increasing. This side you are going x axis, you increase. This side you are going y axis, you increase. Once you will go on increasing, then you are going to keep all the values. So these things you just remember, because here we are going to utilize this value d1 equals to y minus yk, d2 will be yk plus 1 minus y. Okay, so this is very important one. We have to use all these things in our next slide. So we are going to the moving towards the next slide. 1 minute. Yes. So now just write it down. I'm going to just fill it up everything. Okay. So now here what I know. First thing I know that d1 is equals to y minus yk from the previous slide. Okay. So now what is the value of my y? You people know that my y value is equals to mx plus 1 plus b. So this is my line equation. Everything just note it down, because it will be helpful for you when you will calculate. So now y equals to mx plus b. This is my first equation. What is my second equation I got? Already I have found the difference. The d1 difference value was y minus yk. So I will just from equation 1, I'll just replace the value of y here. So d1 will be equals to, replacing the value of y here, that is mxk plus 1 plus b, then minus whatever this yk was there, let it to be here. Okay, now next d2 value also I got. What is that value I got? Yk plus 1 minus y. Just write down everything. Now what I'm going to do? Same thing. I'll just replace this value of y here. Okay, what is the value of my y? Mx plus 1 plus b. So these things I'm going to just replace here. Nothing else. Okay, I'm not changing anything else. Now what I will do in the next step is, I will just remove this bracket. So this yk plus 1, let it to be like this. This minus will multiply with this plus. So minus mxk plus 1. Again this minus will multiply with this plus sign. Minus into plus is minus b. Okay, this is my next equation I got, equation number 3. Now what I am going to do is, I have to find out the difference between d1 and d2. So I will write down here d1 minus d2. So what is the value of my d1? These things, mxk plus 1, just match it, whatever I'm saying, plus b, so plus b, minus yk, minus yk. this different sign or minus sign, I'm giving it over here. Then D2 value, I'm keeping everything in one bracket. So here you can see yk plus 1 minus mxk plus 1 minus mxk plus 1 minus b minus b. Now in the next step, I will just remove this bracket. Okay. If I remove this bracket, then I will get this part will be same. Mxk plus 1 plus b minus yk. Now my term will get changed. Minus plus minus yk plus 1 minus minus plus mxk plus 1, then again minus minus plus b. Okay, so d1 minus d2 I got in this way. So now if I want to write down it properly, I will just check it out here. Mxk plus 1 is here also, here also. So there will be 2mxk plus 1. Okay. And here you can see minus yk. Okay. Just you open this bracket also. You can find out minus yk minus 1. Okay. So minus yk will be minus 2yk. Got it? Now plus b, here plus b will be plus 2b. Okay, then here when I removed this bracket, my this sign got changed. So that is minus plus minus 1. So this minus 1 will be here. This is my equation 4. Okay. So now what you got? So this is my value of D1 minus D2, which is very important. So we are going to utilize this part and all. So now finally you got your D1 minus D2. Moving towards the next slide, I hope all these things has cleared. So now in the next slide, here. So now here you can see why it is not coming like this. Okay, this is a decision parameter. Okay, yeah, a decision parameter, just see here, a decision parameter pk can be obtained by substituting m value equals to dy by dx in equation 4. Okay, so now here you can see, we have to assume again the two things. The first thing will be pk, another one will be pk plus 1. Okay, so now pk and pk plus 1. Let's consider now for the first time pk value. Okay, so now in this pk value, what you are going to get? I have got already d1 minus d2. What is the value of my d1 minus d2? This, that is 2mxk plus 1 minus 2yk plus 2b minus 1. Okay, so here I know that my slope value is m equals to dy by dx. So I will just replace the value of m equals to dy by dx. So what I will do? Equals to 2 into, instead of m, just write down dy by dx. Then the rest of the things, let it to be as it is. So now in the next step, I have to, as it is like dy by dx, I have to multiply this dx in everywhere and keep the dx as your LCM. So I kept the dx value as LCM. So when I started multiplying, I got from here this dx will get cancelled. Then 2 dy into xk plus 1. Okay. Then this minus sign to this minus sign. Then here directly you are going to multiply dx. So 2 into dx into yk plus. Again you have to multiply the dx with this. So 2b dot dx. Then minus. Dx multiplied with 1 will be dx. So this is a value I got from d1 minus d2. Now in the next step, this dx directly you multiply with this value. So I will get dx into d1 minus d2, and the thing whatever was there, just keep it like that. Okay. So now we are going to change the value. I will just open this bracket. So 2 dy into xk plus 2 dy. I have written here. I have opened. You can see I have written here. Next, minus 2 dx into yk. Okay. Then plus 2b dot dx and minus dx. Whatever was there, let it to be like that. Now I will just add up all these things, okay, together. Here you can see 2 dy xk. Let it to be 2 dy xk because it doesn't have any combination with xk. Next you can see minus 2 dxyk. This is my x combination xk value. Next I want my yk value. So this is my yk value, right? So I just put it everything together. Then I wrote plus c. This c is nothing but your constant value which has 2 dy, okay, plus 2b dot dx minus dx. So from here, if I'll take the dx as common, I'll get 2b minus 1. Same thing I have written over here. You can see c equals to 2 dy plus, because here it is plus. I have taken from here dx as common. So 2b minus 1. So this is my constant value, whatever I have written. So now, as I have told you that we have to take the decision parameter pk. So now we are going to replace this value xk and yk, whatever we got. Okay. So here, this one, which one will be your pk value? We are going to replace this equation. So dx into d1 minus d2 will be equals to your pk. So if it is equals to pk, then what is the value of pk we got? Pk equals to this value, whatever is written here. The same thing, 2 dy xk minus 2 dx dot yk plus c. Okay. So these things we got. Now, what we are going to do the next step? If the value of c is constant and if it is independent of any of your pixel positions, then you have to find out the recursive calculations that you have to remember. Okay. So recursive calculations in the sense you have to go for the pk value. We will be having two things. One will be positive, one will be negative. If the d1 value is less than d2, then you can say that your pk is negative. Okay. And if your pk is negative, then you are going to plot the lower pixel value, because in the quadrant, wherever the lower value will be there, the yk value is going to plot over there. If otherwise, upper pixel value also you can consider, that is your yk plus 1. Okay, all these things you need to remember. Okay, so this is about your pk value. So if I will consider about the next day of my pk, that will be pk plus 1. Okay, the next step, what will happen? So if I'll write down pk plus 1, wherever the x value is there, k value will be there, everything will be increased to plus 1. In this way, so pk plus 1 will be equals to 2 dy xk plus 1 minus 2 dx yk plus 1 plus c. So from here, you have to derive the next equation, that is for your pk plus 1. Okay. So this is the algorithm. So moving towards the next part. So here you can see. So we have to do some calculations now. So now we are going to find out the difference. What difference from equation 6 to equation 5? Now equation 6 we found pk plus 1 data, and equation 5 gave pk data. So now if I want to subtract it, so pk plus 1, whatever the value was there, you just wrote it, minus pk value also you wrote it. Okay. So now I have to divide it. So here I have missed one step. You can do it. Open this bracket and multiply this minus sign here, total. Okay. So once you will multiply that, next what you are going to get? You are going to get in this way. 2 dy here, 2 dy here. So take it as common. So if I'll take it as common, I will be left out with xk plus 1. Here, this one will be minus xk. So keep it in a bracket. Then the next step, take this 2 dx as common. So minus 2 dx, I have taken it as common. So left out with yk plus 1, and again here minus plus minus, so minus yk. Okay, and here the c value, this is plus c, and this one will be minus plus minus c, will get cancelled. So you are going to get your equation number 7. So, but one more thing here you have to remember, the value of xk plus 1, if you have written in this way, that is also equals to in this way xk plus 1. So just mark the right top here. This is very important, okay, because here we are going to replace it. So if I will replace the value of xk plus 1 in terms of our xk plus 1, then how the equation will look like? Here this is pk plus 1 minus pk. So here you can see 2 dy. Okay, so here I have just replaced this. Here it was xk plus 1. I wrote xk plus 1. Then again minus xk. Okay, then here again you can see the next step, minus 2 dx yk plus 1 minus yk. Let it to be for the timing like this. So here xk and xk will get cancelled, right? Here xk and xk will get cancelled. Here you can see xk and xk will get cancelled, right? So now 2 dy minus 2 dx, then in the bracket whatever was there, let it to be there only. Correct. So now in the next step, we have to find out the value of pk plus 1. Pk plus 1. So now here, this side minus pk, this side it will be plus pk. So here you are going to find out pk plus 2 dy minus 2 dx into yk plus 1 minus yk. This one will be your equation number 8. Okay. So from here we have to find out the value of our, like you can say, the first point value. Okay. So here yk plus 1 minus yk, it can be 0 or it can be 1 depending on your pk value. So suppose if I am taking the first pixel parameter as p0, then what will be my value? My value will be 2 dy, because this the value is 0. So minus dx. So this is my first pixel value which I am going to receive. Why it is? You can consider it as 0 also. You can consider it as 1 also. So this is my p0 value which I got it. So now here what you are going to do is little work over here which you are going to find out. So now here you see y equals to mx plus c, which is the equation of line, right? So here how you are going to pass the line? You have to pass a line through your x0 plus 1, because you are increasing the value of x0 to x0 plus 1. Okay, so if you are increasing, then definitely your line of equation will get changed. What will be? It will be, instead of your x, you have to write x0 plus 1. Okay. Next, what you are going to do in the similar way, suppose if you want to find out your d1, already we found what we did, the previous value to the the next value minus previous value. Next value will be y minus y0. Okay, d2 will be in the similar way. So y0 plus 1 minus y. Why I am doing all these things? Just I want to show you that if you want to take the like first position as x0 comma y0, then how you are going to get the formulas? Whatever we are getting now, all these things will be formulas. Okay. So here you can see d1 equals to y minus y0, and d2 will be equals to y0 plus 1 minus y. So instead of now what we are going to do, we should find out the difference, right? So if you will do your difference d1 minus d2, similar way, just put all the values and remove your brackets and all, you will be with this. Okay, so here you can see 2mx0 and this 2mx0 will get cancel also. If it get cancelled, then what you are going to get? D1 minus D2, you will get it as 2m minus 1. So if you are getting like this, then the value of m is, we know that del y by del x. So put that value also here. Then this del x multiply with this. Whatever the procedures just now we have done, similarly we are just repeating it, okay, just to find out the value. So here we got 2 dy minus del x. So here out of this you got your p0 value, because this is equals to your p0. So p0 value you got 2 del y minus del x. Here also you got, in the previous slide also you got 2 dy minus dx. So that is the this is the explanations about your Bresenham's line algorithm, how it works. But now we are going to see the actual algorithm, how you are going to write. So here directly the formulas will be written, but how we got that formulas, just now I have explained you. So now in this Bresenham's line algorithm, the first step will be the two endpoints. Okay, the two endpoints will be your x0 comma y0. So first you are going to plot the x0 comma y0 value. Okay, then in the next step you have to determine the initial value of your decision parameters. So how you are going to find out? You have to find out the dx value, dy value, 2 dy value, and then 2 dy minus 2 dx value. Okay, then once you will get all these values, you have to find out the value of your p0. Okay, so this is just one example, like algorithm. So in your question paper, when you will have the question, in this step wise you are going to solve it. Okay, so once you will find out this first p0, you already know how we got this 2 dy minus dx. That is not necessary to explain here. Already you have explained. Just write down directly in your step 3 that p0 equals to 2 dy minus dx. In the next step, so for each of the xk value, we have to start the process of a k equals to 0. So if I will take the first starting point k equals to 0, then if pk is less than 0, then how you are going to plot? This is the formula. You have to remember this. So if pk value is less than 0, then whatever the value you have initiated before from the beginning, you have to increase the x value, keep the y value as constant. Okay, then this is the value of, this is a formula of calculating your next pk value. Okay, suppose if your pk value is greater than 0, then your next point will be increase both the x and y coordinates. Okay, and this one will be your pk plus 1 value. You have to repeat all this process till you will reach in your second end point. Okay, we will do the problems and you will understand how and all we are going to utilize. Don't worry for that. Okay, just to remember, this is your Bresenham's line algorithm, which you are going to write in all 5 steps. And also before to that, you have to explain how you got these formulas. Fine. So this is one example which we are going to do, but not in today's class. We will do it in the next class. Otherwise, it will be very confusing for you all. Just to remember all this Bresenham's line algorithm. Okay. So when I will go with the problem, these doubts like how to put these values and all, I know these doubts will be there in your mind. So how to put this value, it is very easy. So you are going to clarify in my next class. Hope you have understood this Bresenham's line algorithm. Thank you.